Good morning, students. If you would all take a seat, we'll begin our presentation on cyberbullying and what students should know. Our objective is to review information regarding cyberbullying to prepare all students to understand what cyberbullying is, how to recognize it, its effect, and what to do if it happens to you or a friend. So what is cyberbullying? It is the repeated use of technology to harass, humiliate, or threaten. And the actions and result of cyberbullying are the same as if bullying occurs in person. It's very harmful. But the problem is that cyberbullying is difficult to recognize because most of the time it's taking place on your phone screen or through social media, which is oftentimes private and password protected. And so a lot of times parents, loved ones, friends, and teachers, we can't see that happening, and so it's very difficult to deal with and address. The different forms of cyberbullying include exclusion, and exclusion is finding a way to call a person out and kind of exclude them for the group, or find ways to call that person out so that they are embarrassed or don't want to be a part of the group or don't want to come be a part of something. You also have harassment, which is just openly going after a person on social media or privately through direct messages or things like that. And just harassing them about, it could be appearance, it could be grades, it could be sexuality, different things like that, and harassing that person about those different issues that maybe they're dealing with. Outing is outing a person or exposing a private secret to the outside world or to all of social media, which can be very serious when obviously that's something that the person wants to keep private, and maybe someone else found out or was told and they out that to the rest of the followers on social media. Cyber stalking would be obviously very similar to stalking, someone not leaving you alone, constantly being on your profile, making comments, or maybe they could continue to message you when you don't want to be messaged, and continue to comment on your photos, things like that. Fraping is actually a form of hacking where someone hacks into your profile and pretends to be you, and this can be very harmful because they can put inappropriate or embarrassing photos or posts on your page, and it looks like it's you doing it. Fake profiles or burner accounts are ways to harass, similar to a previous issue, ways to harass people without being seen. And so as a cyber bully, you might make a fake profile so you can go and harass people without being found out. Dissing, just another form of harassment where someone would go onto someone's profile or find photos, find ways to go out of their way to diss that person, to put them down for different things. Trickery, finding ways to trick a person into posting or getting angry about something, and so they would try to push your buttons into making you do something that you might regret on social media, maybe saying something that you might regret or posting something that you might regret. Trolling, very similar, kind of making fun of someone and trying to get a rise out of them. And then there's catfishing, which is similar to fake profiles, where you're going to have the person would have a different photo. They would say that they're a different person than they really are. We often hear about this with like dating sites and things like that. But catfishing can be a form of cyberbullying where they just want to make fun of the person, and so they catfish them to get material to make fun of them. So some facts and statistics about cyberbullying. 7 in 10 young people will experience cyberbullying before the age of 18. So look around the room. Of the people in here, probably most of the people around you have experienced it or will experience cyberbullying before you graduate here, unfortunately. The most common type of online harassment is just mean comments. So dissing, harassment, things like that. 61% of teens who reported being cyberbullied said it was because of their appearance. So, take that into account. Think about, have you done that? Have you made fun of someone for their appearance? And how would you feel if that happened to you? 77% of online harassment victims say they've been harassed on Facebook. Now, I know Facebook is kind of on its way out with the younger generation, and that could be a positive. However, I've also seen statistics that Instagram is just as harmful. And I know a lot of you have Instagram. Snapchat is also one that can be harmful, and it's difficult to track because it goes away. 64% of victims who receive an aggressive instant message say they know the perpetrator in person. And, in a smaller school like Halstead High School, if you're being cyberbullied, the odds are you probably know the person that's doing it. So it's important to share and, keep these facts in mind. You are not the only person that's going through this, and you can ask for help. Cyberbullying is increasing. The school survey on crime and safety describes principals' reports of the frequency with which cyberbullying occurred among U.S. students in 2010 and 2016. And as you can see, principals reported daily and weekly cyberbullying increased from 7.9% to 12% in just 6 years. And the largest difference was the never category. So students that had never experienced cyberbullying in 2010 were 37.7%. So almost 40% of students had never experienced cyberbullying in 2010. And yes, they had smartphones and things back then. In 2016, only 19.1% had not experienced cyberbullying. So, almost a 20% decrease in students that had never experienced cyberbullying, which is sad. We hope that no one should ever have to experience this. So who's at risk? Everyone. Everyone is at risk of being cyberbullied in some way, shape, or form. Unfortunately, girls are more likely than boys to be both victims and perpetrators of cyberbullying. And LGBTQ cyberbullying statistics show that LGBT teens are more likely to be bullied than heterosexual teens, and more youths experience cyberbullying on Instagram than any other platform. So again, you had the Facebook statistic and you had Instagram. I don't know which is necessarily better or worse, but they both are platforms where cyberbullying is very common. So what's the impact then for you guys as students at Halstead? What is the impact of cyberbullying? Well, for those who actually experience it, it can be a life-altering experience that has serious consequences on their mental health and well-being. 41% of people who are cyberbullied developed social anxiety. 37% developed depression. 26% had suicidal thoughts. 25% self-harmed. 14% developed an eating disorder. And 9% abused drugs or alcohol. If you are someone who has done this before, or you are currently cyberbullying someone, even if you think maybe, I'm just teasing, think about these statistics. Do you want to be responsible for someone developing depression? Do you want to be responsible for someone committing suicide or self-harming or developing an eating disorder? That's the type of impact that you could have as a cyberbully. You need to know the impact that your decisions have. Tips for standing up to cyberbullying. So if you or a friend are going through this, you need to know some things that can help get you through. Don't be a bystander. Stand up to cyberbullying when you see it. And, we don't need, snitches get stitches. We need people to not be bystanders. We need them to be brave. You need to come tell teachers, trusted adults, administration, so that we can come and we can help you and we can get this stopped. because we need to take action. You know it's wrong, and hopefully these 10 tips kind of help you if you're a victim of cyberbullying. One is report it to the school. I know that sometimes that is hard. Report it to the school. Even if you do so in private, even if you go privately to a teacher and the teacher helps take it to administration, you need to report it to the school. Collect evidence. Take screenshots. This is the easiest way for school administration to be able to hand down a consequence and hold that person accountable for cyberbullying. Report it to the USD 440 website or app. You can get the app on your phone now for the USD 440 website, and you can go there and you can report a cyberbullying incident, and I'll show you how to do that after this presentation. Talk to a trusted adult. Demonstrate care. If one of your friends is experiencing this, go and help them out. Work together. Tell them to stop. Don't encourage it. Stay safe and don't give up. Don't ever give up. The USD 440 bullying policy is here. And again, you can look this up on the USD 440 website. And you can read the bullying policy link right here as well. And here are my references. So, hey, we take bullying and cyberbullying very seriously. And as always, you are more than welcome to come talk to me or any other teacher in the building about cyberbullying. And we'd love to help. So thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your day.